Well, what are we going to say in this fake, candid pre-intro thing we do?
I ain't got a clue.
Well, that makes two of us.
Roll the tape. Welcome to the Big Moter Small Blade podcast. I'm Buddy Pulley.
And I'm Putty Bully.
He's Seth Dolby. Chris Buescher is a winner in 2023, all the way from 30,000 people strong, Prosper, Texas, apparently. We'll talk about that. Talk about Shane Van Gisbergen's move to NASCAR, the playoff bubble, of course, and why Richmond wasn't a good race. Next on the Big Moter Small Blade podcast. I guess before we get into Cup, how about Uncle Sam, bro?
Uncle Sam. Dude, I was so damn excited.
I was excited for Sam, but I really wanted Sage Karam to win. I was there for it. But no, I mean, that's cool. Sam getting his first win at his home track too.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's obviously, we're biased. Sam Mayer, the first person that ever came on the Big Moter Small Blade podcast, first driver. And, obviously that means you come on the Big Moter Small Blade podcast, you're going to win.
It might take a minute, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got Sam Mayer. He's now a winner. It took him a minute. Logan Schuchart won the Eldora Million. Kyle Larson, he's won everything. I'm sure Sheldon Haudenschild's like won $2 off the lottery or something. So we're doing pretty damn good.
Yeah. I feel like there was someone else. Okay, so BJ hasn't won anything yet. So there's that.
Oh yeah. I forgot about BJ. I forgot
nor
BJ.
Sheldon.
Nor Sheldon. Okay. Don't come on the show. Don't do that. Anyway, yeah.
But who knows? Sheldon's seemingly been closer than Sam has recently.
So Carson Hocevar won the truck race.
Yeah, he did. Talk about someone who's taken a major step up this year.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all like, I think even us to some extent, we were sitting there talking about how we were perplexed at where Carson Hocevar was in his career. And then he got that Texas win, and we were all like, that was kind of shitty, or at least most people were.
Yeah, and they were wrong for that because it wasn't his fault. No,
but fair. I can understand. He hadn't earned any goodwill, so I can understand it to some extent. And then now he's just won his third race of the year. So
yeah, and he said the F word on live TV. So that just adds to it, man. We love cussing on live TV. Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, they did it last week. Zane Smith said shit in his championship interview. Big proponents of them cussing on TV. Dale Jr. walked so they could run.
Yep. Luckily, the FTCC got a grip.
The what? What acronym did you?
Or is it the FCC?
I think it's the FCC, my guy.
I think I was thinking.
I don't know what I was thinking. Are you? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Monday after a race.
Yeah. All right. Does your boy need to be penalized for riding the wall?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He definitely rode the wall, but he definitely did not. I don't think he intended to.
No, he didn't drop it into fifth gear and fucking run it around.
Yeah, just blindly send it in the
yeah. Look, he was knocking the fence down the entirety of the second half of the race, which was honestly the only fun thing to watch in the grandstands.
Dude, everybody in the grandstands in turn 1 and 2, they're just getting lead paint chips in their mouth the entire last 50 laps of that race, because that's Larson was getting him old Darlington stripe.
Admittedly, I watch Kyle more than I would assume most people do, but usually when he's 2 laps down in a race, I stop watching him. But when everyone else
wasn't watching him,
go
ahead.
But when everyone else is just running behind the lap car, I mean, we'll get to it, but when everyone's just kind of running the bottom and not doing anything, and you got one guy rimming the bottom, and you got one guy banging the boards up there and literally banging the boards, it's about the only fun thing to watch, I think. So
yeah. Denny Hamlin was not watching him because if you look at the in car, Denny like jumps when he gets bumped. He gets bumped from him by. He's like, oh shit, Jesus! like the Office meme where Angela's sneaking up on Dwight. It's just like that's what it looks like. Yeah. Shout out to the guy on Twitter who said, "All right, Kyle and Denny are even now." Fucking moron.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle might think so, to be completely honest.
If I'll be severely disappointed.
Yeah, I would be too.
If that's the case.
I just think it just the whole Denny Kyle thing boils down to they're going to race each other differently from now on. And honestly, as long as they both do it and they're okay with it, then that's fine. But
yeah. Other than that, Richmond was very fucking hot.
It was
warm. It
was exactly what we said.
Significantly cooler than it was supposed to be.
Yeah. This is exactly what we said last year. When last year we had cloud cover the entire race and it was a little bit cooler, not as humid.
We got lucky.
Yeah, we said we got lucky. This wasn't that bad, but it's not going to happen every time. And sure enough, this was absolutely miserable. If you were there, and there's a reason no one was there Saturday because it was miserable. So,
dude, like, and that's the thing. It's like Richmond's a nice track. It's a very nice facility. Like, getting in there is easy. Getting out of there is pretty simple. It's a bit of a chore getting on I-95, but that's because you're somewhat close to DC, I would imagine, even that far away. But it's a nice track. They have been dealt a shitty hand with just about everything. We'll get more into that later. Chris Buescher won. That was not on my bingo card.
I mean, it wasn't surprising when he got up there, though.
Yeah, when you really think about it, I mean, he did good. Yeah, I mean, because he challenged Harvick last year.
Yeah.
For the win. Yeah, I mean, RFK just in general was super strong yesterday. I got Brad. I was like, what strategy is Brad on? And it turns out he was just up there.
Yeah.
And I think it's a testament to them because it's like when they're both good or when one of them's good, they're both good.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, Chris, I mean, it's not, it's something maybe you didn't have on your bingo card, but it's nothing that you should be surprised about.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think it's more like, it might not have been on your bingo card, but it's more because they've been sneaky good this year. Like,
it's Chris's nature too.
Yeah, and I tend to forget how well they've actually done this year. Like, I know they've been good and better than they have been recently, but I keep forgetting they were both in the playoffs. Not that I keep forgetting, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, both RFK cars are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's the thing. Chris for many years has outperformed his equipment. I mean, there's at one point JTG days. I mean, he had like something like 11 or 12 top 20 finishes in a row. And for that team at that time, it was pretty damn good. And I mean, he beat Chase Elliott for Xfinity title. Like, I think people forget that. It was out of left field then too. And it was like, holy shit, why is Chris Buescher beating like God?
Yeah. But, and that was still in the pre-playoff age for that series too.
That was the last one. Yeah. It was the last good Xfinity season. But yeah, why Rick Allen needed to announce the population of Prosper, Texas.
I don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah, you brought up a good point on the ride home. Like, why now if you're going to do it at all?
Yeah. So for context, the point I was making, or the point I was relaying to Buddy, is this isn't the first win of Chris Buescher's that Rick Allen's called. In fact, it's the third.
Yeah.
So,
and then also, not only is it the third Cup win that Rick Allen's called, he called James Buescher winning truck races. He called James Buescher to a championship. He called Chris Buescher to a championship. Like, why now? Why in this random Richmond race in July do we have to know the population of Prosper, Texas? And then he got it wrong.
Right. It's not even right. It's like the two, if you want to say rounded, then it's the 2-year-old census number. It's not even the current census number, which I've heard is around 41,000. But anyway,
wow. You did a deep dive into
I didn't do a
Texas.
deep dive. I
What's
read
the best
that on
place
Reddit.
to eat around there? What's the best joint?
Burger King. I don't know.
Holy shit!
There's only 30,000
I could see.
people.
I was about to say I could see why there's only 30,000 people. All you can fucking eat there is Burger King. Yeah, no, I mean
Whopper.
Okay. I don't know, man. Chris, like, yeah, I mean, like you said, sneaky good. Chris Buescher, that's just his MO, just sneaky good.
Yeah, I mean, and we called this
several years ago
at the end of 21 when they announced Brad coming over. We were like, this is going to be great for Chris. He's already underrated, and it's going to just take it up. And sure enough, he's got 2 wins now. So,
look, I just think it's funny that last week on the show you said Chris Buescher had no business winning Bristol, and then he goes out and wins the next week.
Well, he didn't have any business winning Bristol.
I know,
still stand by
just
that.
Kind of fucking funny.
It is funny. That's why I was just glad that when he got up front, I was like, okay, like I know.
If you don't read into it too much, it's just kind of funny because it makes it look like you're reading Crow.
I mean, I guess if you really want to ignore all the details, then yeah, it does look like I'm eating crow, I guess.
Definitely ignore the details because I just drank this water that had nothing in it.
So it wasn't water then.
Touche. I don't know, man. RFK, I mean, at one point, Roush had 5 guys in the chase, and they're just salivating at it. Oh man, I hope everyone that's listening saw that clip and heard it and know what we're talking about. No, I mean it's a return to form. Obviously, I mean Roush was there in the middle of the cornfield bleeding out. Like they were in a rough spot a couple of years ago, and now they're both 100 points up on the playoffs, and Chris is winning and Brad's right there, and still can't not make a mistake, apparently. So
what did Brad like got in the pit stall bad, right?
Yeah, he was like 70 degrees in the pit stall. Like I looked up, I was like, that's not how you do that. Like
what did he do? Almost miss it, or just
I don't know. I don't know if he was coming around a guy or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise. But it's like we said, just kind of a quiet year for them, and they're returning to form. And I think it's only a matter of time before Brad wins, especially at these short tracks.
Yeah, their short track game is way. I mean, like ever since around this time last year is when it really started, and they haven't really missed too badly ever since. So.
Yep. GG, old Christopher
Buescher.
All right. Shane Van Gisbergen came out on motorsport.com that he has, I guess, solidified his intentions to come to NASCAR next year. And to the Xfinity Series. That was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, that was I hadn't thought about that even remotely.
Like, and I'm not even sure it makes sense. I guess in theory it does.
I think
But
it
also,
depends.
you've already beat everyone in Cup.
Yeah, but the only thing is that he is definitely smart enough to know that that's not going to be a representation of every week.
Of course.
So if I'm him, I'm looking to get a full-time Xfinity gig with, honestly, I'd almost prefer colleague because that gives me Cup start opportunities. Maybe. Probably. I mean, they've run the 13 car a couple times.
I don't think that even. I think Chevy probably would want him in a Cup car, and they'd be willing to kind of put him wherever if need be. I don't think that really. I think it has a factor in who he goes with, what sort of alliance and what sort of Cup races he can run.
Yeah.
I'd be hard pressed to believe he's not in that Project 91 car quite a bit next year. But yeah, we talked to Bob, and he's the one who kind of shed some light on it. I, like we said, didn't even think Xfinity was really an option. But hey, that sounds like the move. And it's good for an Xfinity team because you got a pretty good shot of making the playoffs. Be hard pressed to believe he couldn't win at least one of however many, Xfinity Series road races there are. I guess the question would be, where's he going? We got what car's opening up at Colleague?
I don't know what car.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, they run the 10 full time as a all-star car. They could just put Shane Van Gisbergen in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that when Bob said something. He said the Colleague car or the 21. I think the 21 is probably a better option because I would imagine they still want to have the all-star car.
Probably, but I mean, if you can get Shane Van Gisbergen,
I think that just the nature of Colleague in general, it also depends who they put in the Cup car. Like if they're going to put Chandler Smith in the Cup car for whatever reason,
then
obviously that opens the 16 up. But the 21 probably going to be open from what it sounds like. I think it's kind of, if the 21 is not open, then the 16 is, vice versa.
Yeah.
Why not go to the 8?
Yeah, I mean, if there's funding there, then they'll gladly take him, I'm sure. So,
I mean, if don't tell me Dale Jr. is about to take Jeffrey Earnhardt over the greatest race car driver in the world, Shane Van Gisbergen.
Unfortunately, this world revolves around money.
Yeah.
So if Forever Lawn wants to put up the money to do it, then it's going to be Jeffrey's ride.
Terrible.
I don't disagree.
But no, I mean, it's just an overall win for the sport. I mean, it's obviously we saw what our podcast alone, how much we benefited from Shane Van Gisbergen coming in and racing NASCAR, obviously winning. But I mean, I think he'll find plenty of success. I mean, dude has won sprint car races.
Yeah.
That's not said enough. I feel like he has oval experience, like some of the best drivers in the world, like the second greatest race car driver in the world, Kyle Larson. Obviously, dirt is his background, right? So I mean, the guy has insane ability to drive anything. Kyle Busch-esque, like Kyle Larson-esque, like he's Tony Stewart, like he's in that echelon of drivers. So I don't think the learning curve is going to be as stark as people think.
Yeah, if you can jump in a rally car and be competitive, like off the jump,
Yeah.
I think you can figure out oval racing. Not saying oval racing's easy. I'm not like it's not like
Yeah.
it's just a different discipline.
Yeah.
But if you can do that coming from and you could jump in a sprint car and you can jump in a V8 supercar and then go do rally racing and do it well, you can figure out oval racing. If he goes full Xfinity route, I would be shocked if he's not competing for wins halfway through the year in ovals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think that's just an inevitability, which is probably why he might be thinking about trying to do Xfinity for a year.
Yeah. I think it also benefits him. I think he will learn car control in a stock car better in Xfinity than I think he would in Cup. I think obviously Aero is going to be his biggest uphill climb in Cup, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, he'll probably end up at a 91 car for some races. He's in the All-Star race, so I mean that's at least one Oval Cup race, wherever that may be. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to have him. It's gonna be huge for the sport. Yeah. I mean, Marcus Ambrose. Again, I said it earlier. Marcus Ambrose walks so Shane Van Gisbergen can run. I mean, because Marcus came into the sport when it was arguably at its lowest in, I guess, the past 20 years, and his success in V8 Supercar. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, he came over right after he won the titles. But I feel like there's more of a international awareness of other racing series that there wasn't back in 2012. And so the Marcus Ambrose coming in wasn't as big of a deal and didn't get as much exposure. And I don't think Marcus did as good as Shane Van Gisbergen's gonna do.
Well, but Marcos was about 10 years ahead of schedule, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was about. He didn't ever have the cars or the fair shake. Yeah. He came in about the worst time.
And he took JTG cars and almost won with them, one of them in Xfinity, and then took Richard Petty Motorsports cars and won twice. That's no small feat, especially for that time period.
Yeah. I don't know. Shane Van Gisbergen. Get used to saying it. No one can say it. Dude, the amount of times I wanted to punch Jared Allen and Denny Hamlin in the mouth today listening to their show. Shane Van Gisbergen. Like, what? It's not hard. It's really not.
It sounds how it's spelled.
Sound it out. Like, you fucking Chesterfield, Virginian bumpkins. Like, figure it out. Holy shit, man.
Yeah. And if you really can't say it, just say SVG. It's not.
Yeah, there's a cheat code right there. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Poor Dale Jr. and Jeff Burton are gonna just sit there and butcher it all day long in Indy. Probably. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And then Rick Allen will tell you like the population of New Zealand or whatever when Shane wins.
All right, hold on. I do want to say this example. I said it to you last night. The only time, because I feel like people mention population of like where a driver's from, like more often than they should. Like, the only time I found it relevant, and I'm a nerd because I remember this, is 2016. Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez are coming down in the last couple laps, going for the title, and Rick Allen says the population of Byron, Michigan, which was like, I don't know, 72 or whatever. And then he compares it to Monterrey, Mexico, which had like 40 billion or whatever. Like, I was like, all right, that's kind of a cool comparison there. But I don't give a damn how many people live in the city that a driver drives for. Like,
well, and also something like
being
Prosper,
a race car
Texas.
driver, being a race car driver is a 1 in a million shot anyway. It doesn't matter where they're from.
Well, yeah,
it's impressive.
Even then, somewhere like Prosper, Texas, I would imagine. I don't know that for a fact, but well, okay, I'm not going to say that. But a lot of these places, when it's like a lesser known name town or whatever, it's usually just like a suburb of a bigger city.
Yeah.
So like, it's really like, oh, okay, there's not that many people, but it's irrelevant because you're right next to the city.
If NASCAR wasn't based in Charlotte and they said Dale Earnhardt Jr. from Kannapolis, North Carolina, they'd be like population, 7 or whatever. Like,
well, and that's irrelevant too, because like so many teams are from there.
Well, I'm just saying, if it wasn't the hub, like, if you didn't mention that, oh yeah, by the way, Charlotte's like 10, 15 miles that way.
Yeah.
Full,
well,
so,
it's a little farther than that, but
yeah. Anyway, getting into the playoff bubble, it continues to shake up. Bubba Wallace went from basically even or below the cut line by plus or minus a couple points 2 weeks ago he is 54 above the cut line now. I would imagine it's just survive. Like, don't do anything stupid. Like, for Bubba, go win Michigan. Like, just go win it. If you can't win it, fine. Just get a good top 5. But like, bro, you got some wiggle room. Go win the damn thing.
Yeah.
And then you get back to McDowell. McDowell's now 18 points above the cut line. Ty Gibbs is now 17th, 18 below. AJ Allmendinger, 22 below. Suarez has dropped to 34 below. And Elliott is only 40 out. Does Chase Elliott make it on points?
Because I want to see you wearing a Chase Elliott shirt at Darlington. I'm going to say yes.
No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I don't think he wins. I don't think he makes it in on points. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I like Denny Hamlin's argument, though, because you can go 4 stage points at a road course and still be in contention to win and get a good finish. I think that changes it. Or at least helps him. It helps him. I don't think he's going to be he's not going to be lights out at a road course. Like, he just hasn't been since. I
think it's hilarious. During practice, they mentioned the 2 road courses, Watkins Glen and Indianapolis. And then it was brought up that Shane Van Gisbergen is in the Indianapolis race, and they just dismissed Chase Elliott's chances of winning the race.
They're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. So I'm still, I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think he's going to win. I don't think that I don't see him pointing his way in. And my thing here's my thing. It's a lot easier to fall back than it is to move forward. And he's got to get through 3 guys. He's got to get through a Gibbs car that's been on an uphill climb in Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, who's going to 2 of his best racetracks, and then Daniel Suarez, who's been about as consistent as, the 9 team has at times. Chase has been more consistent, but that's arguable. As far as speed-wise.
And that's assuming none of those races produce out of left field winners.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I honestly think the most likely option for an out of left field winner at Indy is someone who's not running for the points. So I think if anyone new wins in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be one of these guys. It's going to be. I don't really think Suarez is going to win. I don't believe Chase Elliott's going to win. I could see AJ winning. I could see him winning. Michael McDowell. I could almost see him winning, and I could almost see Ty Gibbs winning. So for me, the only guy I think The only guy I honestly see possibly winning any of those races is Bubba Wallace.
Well, here's
Michigan or Daytona.
Here's why, though. Here's why. I didn't see Chris Buescher winning a race. I didn't see him coming out and having race winning speed. He's been good. He's put together some good races, but I feel like
you know who's done that. You know who's done that for a large portion of this season.
Who? What?
Bubba Wallace.
That's what I'm saying. I could see Bubba winning. I'm just saying these other guys, I think, have the ability to do that too.
I haven't seen that out of those guys. Now, I mean, anything can happen.
Michael McDowell, I 100% could see him.
The problem with Michael for me
is him, and then I've seen that out of Ty Gibbs, especially as of the last couple weeks. Ty Gibbs is taking a step up.
I mean, they've definitely been a lot better, but it's not. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we could be wrong. I mean, obviously, we could get no new winners. We could get 4 new winners. Yeah. Anything can happen. I just feel like Bubba's team has been on the cusp all season, which doesn't mean they're going to break through.
Bubba's not even really in the conversation now. He's pretty much. He's
probably going to make the playoffs either way, but probably anything can happen. But
dude, Trackhouse is terrible right now. Both of them are terrible. 99 team's horrible.
I kind of said this would happen.
I mean, it makes sense, but like, it's just, I mean, Ross has run bad ever since he won Nashville. The 99, I feel like, has almost shown more speed than the one, but they can't keep from stepping on their own dick. Like they were terrible at Richmond. Oh my God, they were terrible. But Pocono, I feel like they had more speed than they were able to show. They're up there at Chicago, and I don't really remember what races are in between. But like
Atlanta, they had a good run.
Yeah. But, bad.
The thing with the one too is they've been pretty awful since the middle of May. They had Nashville, and they've had a couple decent runs in between, but overall they've been pretty awful for 2 months now, 2.5 months.
I think Nashville's like the only top 10 they've had.
Is that it?
I think they definitely haven't had one since Nashville.
Yeah, that's for sure. But there might have been one in
between. I feel
like
he hadn't had one. Yeah. They got to figure out something, because obviously this isn't the track out. They're still fast at the tracks they were super fast at last year, but they're not as fast as they were.
Yeah.
What do you think about this AJ Allmendinger Road America deal that everybody's making a big deal about?
I thought it was really dumb.
Here's how I kind of look at it. It probably is dumb, but also Colleague just bet on their driver. They said, "Look, man, we want you to go win this race," which he didn't. Not really his fault. They had something fail. And we believe in you that, hey, man, you don't need practice. You don't need qualifying. We know we're bad. You got 2 of your best tracks coming up. You're gonna outscore these guys you're racing by, a good margin, whether that be actually be the case or not. AJ Allmendinger's a head case. Like, let's be real. All drivers are head cases, but AJ Allmendinger's like patient 0. Like, so to have the support of that team behind them, which they've always have, like Colleague has always supported their drivers very well. But this is a critical couple weeks in their playoff run. And I think it was a play to, get momentum rolling. When did AJ really start hitting his stride? after he won Nashville in that Xfinity race. And they're kind of like, let's try this again. And I think they kind of thought, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're putting all the chips on you, AJ. We believe in you to go win Watkins Glen or win Indianapolis, or at least, you know, outpoint the other guys and put us in a good spot. I think it was a mental thing more than an actual, like,
that's fair. But if they think that they need to put all their eggs in the Watkins Glen and Indianapolis basket for getting into the Cup playoffs, then I don't think they've been watching this season. Like, could they make up some points? Sure. Are they going to win those races? I doubt it. Like, that is not what they've shown all season. I think they were fast. AJ was faster part-time last year than he's been this year.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think it is. I think it's more about the mental aspect of it. I don't think it's looking at cold hard facts with them. I think it is solely the mental aspect and the, you know, we're just going to go take it.
So if that's the case, did they hurt their case?
No. I mean,
no.
I mean, I think this changed basically nothing with them. I don't think they would have run significantly better this weekend. I don't think it really ended up mattering.
Haley ran pretty bad, right?
Yeah, I don't know. They're both irrelevant.
Yeah.
Last person I'm going to talk about, Alex Bowman. They're going to need to do the impossible, and that's win.
Yes.
Dude, and like, bro has not had any sort of sense of normalcy since last fall. Like, what was the last race he ran before Texas?
Roval.
Kansas was before that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, that was the Kansas, Roval, Texas.
Oh wait, no, it would have been Vegas. No, no, it wouldn't have been.
No. He had speed before he got hurt last year.
Texas is in the round of 12. I got my dates confused. Yeah, I got my dates confused.
He had speed at the end of last year. Gets hurt. Comes out the gate strong this year. Gets hurt again. It's kind of the Chase Elliott deal. He's got no rhythm, and it's even worse for them because they had nothing from the end of last year, and then they really just have been out the lunch.
Well, that with a crew chief change didn't help.
Yeah. So I mean, they've shown a little bit more promise the past couple of weeks, but nothing that shows me they're going to win.
Hendrick as a whole hasn't shown me anything.
No.
Really, since Darlington? Maybe. Like, they've kind of been they're kind of like Trackhouse a little bit.
They're pretty strong at the All-Star race. That one car
All-Star race is totally irrelevant. Yeah, that one car was really strong at All-Star race, but yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It's gonna. I feel like this is the most legit playoff grid we've ever seen until like Austin Dillon wins Daytona.
I hate
you. I mean, every winner's in the top 16.
Yeah, it's true.
That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty cool. So the 60, you're getting the 16 best guys. So
for now,
now, you are getting the 16 best guys in the sport, and that's, I guess, what we all wanted. Still,
That's
say
definitely
what
what
you want
I
about
wanted.
yeah, and say what you want about the format if this is the best case scenario for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, that's all I got on playoffs.
Yeah.
Cool. Straight up, was Richmond a good race?
No.
No, it wasn't. Sucked. This race sucked.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think to you after the race, watched in the last like 40, 50 laps, something like that, 30, 40, 50, whatever it was, watched Chris Buescher ride behind Chase Elliott, just couldn't go anywhere or gave up. I don't know. He might have just given up on it. And then kept checking every lap to see if Denny Hamlin was making up any time. No, he was stuck behind the same guy for that same amount of time. I don't remember who it was. Might have been Ross or someone. And no one did anything. We didn't do anything. We had one guy, Kyle Larson, banging the boards, and everyone else was just kind of hanging out. Like, I don't know, I guess Kyle got bored and he didn't have anything to lose since he was 2 laps down. So I guess that's why he was doing it. No one else gave a shit. But I don't know. That was kind of a depressing race to watch. I was just like, damn, this you can't do anything. And it's real feel like 93 degrees outside. Tire wear's decent. Like, really? That's all we got?
Here's what I think it is. Richmond's tough because if you have too much tire wear, which we had quite a bit of fall off, and apparently it was more than that we had last year, you're tiptoeing around there and you can't race anyone because you're on the edge all the time trying not to wreck because your tires are just absolutely gone. But if you don't have tire wear, it's impossible to pass. Like, so, I mean, even with tire wear, it's impossible to pass because you're going so damn slow. So the damn diffuser doesn't work. So last year, I thought both races were good last year. I was in the minority. I kind of looked back at the spring race. I kind of didn't think the spring race was that great. I looked back at it and I was like, no, that was a pretty solid race from a racing purist standpoint. And then I thought the fall race was great. Well, it was good, not great. I'm not gonna say great, but they were both interesting and entertaining. And neither one of the ones this year were that. Like, I didn't think the spring race was that great. This race was obviously just terrible.
Like, I still don't think there was a significant difference between last year's races and the spring race. This one felt like it was significantly worse. Like, eye test wise, like I said, the spring, like, I didn't really notice a big difference. And then this race was just like, oh God, if I hadn't been at Martinsville last year in the spring, this might be the worst thing I've ever seen.
Dude, like, last year reminded me almost of the 2014 package. And it's like, we had the high downforce. We just needed the high horsepower. And it would have been great because I remember the spring of 14 was very good. That was that race where we had Brad and Matt Kenseth and Joey and Jeff Gordon all going after it there. And then the fall was much like it was largely dubbed a dud of a race, but it was the first race in a long time at Richmond that you saw guys running the top and running all over the racetrack. And that's kind of what we saw last fall. And I mean, we saw none of that. We saw Ty Dillon and Kyle Larson laps down running the top, and that was it. Like, it was just nothing appealing about this race.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I was watching for a lot of it, I ended up watching Kyle Larson just bang the boards because that was about the only interesting thing happening at all.
Yeah.
Like I kept checking on the 2 leaders and I was just like, yeah, they've changed nothing. Like nothing has changed there.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. And a lot of people, it might have been in some ways more interesting on TV because you could follow all the strategies. But realistically, the strategies were mostly just guys throwing, trying to stay out and catch a caution that we knew wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
There was that. Like I said, I think to you on the way home. Yeah, I said to you on the way home, this is the 4th race in a row at Richmond where we've run the same stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 lengths, at least basically the same. I think we might have gone 10 laps longer on stage 2 this time. I could be wrong, but anyway, that leaves you with like a strategy. And then if you're like pretty far back, you can try and run long and catch a caution, or if you're in like the back half of the top 10, you can try short pitting to gain some time. But even then, depends on where you end up in traffic. I don't know. In person, especially running it during the day, which it's really hard to see the cars midway through the race, at least for me at Richmond. At night, obviously, it's not a problem, but during the day, I struggle with it. I could not find Chris Buescher for a long time.
Well, that's because you need glasses.
I was wearing glasses.
Oh. You need prescriptions.
Oh, okay. But anyway, still, it's hard to follow.
Knew what I meant.
Yeah, I did. It's called a joke, a J-O.
Fucking terrible joke.
It was like that joke was like this Richmond race.
So, like, you bring a good point. I think almost. Correct me if I'm wrong by thinking this, because I haven't really put much thought in it. It kind of just popped in my head. Do you think if we didn't have stage cautions in this race, they would work it backwards like a road course? Obviously, you're going to go a lap down, but also like
probably,
yeah, because it would come down to much like we did last year when you had that long stage at the end where there were guys that had the 2-stop or 1-stop strategy.
Yeah.
I think it would almost be like that. And that would, I don't know, I feel like that would be more entertaining than this. Like, because then you would have more of a shakeup if there was a caution.
Yeah.
So I think this would be, I think it would be a race that would benefit from no stage yellows.
Yeah. Because I think the biggest issue the stage yellows did yesterday was limit the strategy. Because if the only thing you've got going on is strategy, which I don't necessarily have a problem with that. In fact, I would have
That's
actually,
why I liked both the races last year.
Yeah. And I would have been engaged more at the end of the race if we'd run that whole way through and not had a caution. If we were 375 laps in this race without a caution, I would have been significantly more engaged just because I would have been just on my heels like, oh my God, are they actually going to do it? Like,
and it's kind of like one of these, it's kind of like one of those things. And this is a argument that could be made why this track needs to probably lose a date. Because if we had just one of these a year, it'd be entertaining to see if the fucking guy in front could lap the damn field. Yeah. Or if like they could, like it would be its own animal. Like, I mean, Richmond already is a giant pit stop competition. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And if you had no stage cautions and there's the real possibility of just running it all out, running it green, like it would be, I feel like it'd be compelling because it would be a race long strategy play. And it's kind of like the truck race with Carson Hocevar and Ty Majeski. They mentioned this on DBC, how they were racing for the win for the last 60, 70 laps of the race, but they were nowhere near each other.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a lot of that, which would be compelling if it came down to it. We'd see a lot. I think we'd see the Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick strategy that we saw in the spring last year, where they have to run down the top 4 or 5 guys, and it'd be the question of if they're going to get there, if they're not going to get there. And then last year with Bell and Harvick at the end, pair that with if you had the package to where you could run the top, run the middle, run the bottom. That's what I thought was so good at the spring race last year. I thought the strategy made that better. And then the fall race not only had the strategy, but it also had multi-group racing, and you could pass a lot more. Like, I don't care what anybody says. You could pass a whole lot more in the fall last year than you could this year.
Yeah.
I think if you did that and you had one of these things a year, I think it'd be worth going. Also, if you made it at fucking night, like,
yeah,
there's no reason this should be in the middle of July. Like, dude, I get it. It's hot everywhere, and we're in the middle of like the biggest heat wave in history because the fucking world's on fire because people don't want to believe that global warming's real. But like, dude, that was miserable. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like you not only saw a bad race, but you just baked in the sun and watched nothing happen for 3 hours. If that's not a middle finger to the fans, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Like, you did figure something out, whether it's resin. I don't really think that's it. Bring the sealer back. I don't know. Dale Jr. wants to bring back, like, I don't know. Like, you got to figure bring back the high downforce. Clearly it worked better than this. Like, I mean, and God damn it, bring back the Looney Tunes.
What's wrong with Cookout?
The Looney Tunes Cookout 400. I don't give a shit. It used to be the Chevy Monte Carlo with the Looney Tunes 400. You can be the fucking Cookout. They give out Looney Tunes toys in the fucking Cookout. I don't care.
Well, here's the
thing.
Bring
back the Looney Tunes.
I don't know if you thought of this or not, but you got to get Looney Tunes on board.
I mean, duh. Ultimately, that's a lost cause. But, hey, man.
I just wanted to make sure you knew that, because like the way you keep talking about it, like,
I'm aware how marketing works. So yeah, I don't know, dude. Richmond's, there's a place for it, and I feel like it is getting shafted at every turn.
I'll be completely honest. If the current rumor winds up not being true, and we have
what's the current rumor?
The Wednesday night Richmond race in the summer next year.
I'm so down for this.
I'm so down for that. But if that rumor winds up not being true, and we have another late July, early August, midday or late mid-afternoon, late afternoon, however the fuck you say it, Richmond race, I don't even think I want to go, because that was miserable.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first thing I said to you after the race. I said, that was fucking miserable. And I don't really know if I want to do that again. Like, I'll go to the spring race all day. Spring race is comfortable.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. And then to make it even better, they did the short track test today. Christopher Bell simply said, not a home run at all. William Byron said ultimately they need more lateral grip at the start of a run, which makes sense. Like, that you need it pairs with we need tire wear that's, I guess, continues to fall off.
Yeah.
Whereas we just had, like, before, we had tire wear that was fine and then it just sucks. Like, and you need to be able to, like, save tire. This kind of goes back to that. Like, you need grip at the start of a run, and us continually taking downforce out of the cars makes it to where you have no grip at the beginning of the run. And so you don't have enough to pass or make moves. And then your tires fall off, and it's just that much worse. And that's something I think has kind of been overlooked. And I think it's it kind of makes sense because we saw in like 2017 when they went to the super low downforce package that like some of the racing was not that great. And it was a lot of it because you didn't have enough rear security in the car to pass a guy. And I think that's where we're at here.
That's why I never understood why we went farther down the low downforce package from where we were in 16. That was like a perfect balance. But anyway, the thing I don't like about this is that, again, I mean, and I'm proud of NASCAR for admitting that this didn't work, or it doesn't look like it's going to work. And
they're trying more stuff tomorrow. It was supposed to be just a tire test, and they're going to try more.
The thing that I'm still annoyed about is, again, we've created this problem.
Yeah.
There's, again, zero reason we should have ever added so much mechanical grip to these cars.
It's like when you screw up and your parents are just like, no, I'll just do it, and you try to do it and they're like, no, you had your shot to fix it. This is what it seems like. And yeah, the test with the splitter designed to create lift for the front car, so that way it creates more downforce and dirty air. In theory, I guess it makes sense. But if you're creating lift in the front, wouldn't that mean the rear of the car is more into the racetrack?
Yeah.
Because that's what it seemed like, judging by the pictures. Everything in this car is to the rear. So, like, you're not really... They're already squatted trucks out there. Like, I mean, we all saw Chase Elliott at Road America last year.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't really make sense why that would work with this car. And I don't know why I didn't think about that before.
And then on top of that, even if it did, take that splitter and put it during the middle of the race yesterday, there's no clean air out anywhere.
It's what I said at Bristol last year. It was like, at some point, no one has clean air. And that's why no one could pass. Like, and that's why not even the leader, like, yeah.
I don't know how many Bristol or Martinsville races I've seen on, or I've watched the TV broadcast of later and heard them talk about how the leader has clean air when they're sitting there stuck in lap traffic, and they sit there talk about, oh, so-and-so behind him is getting in that dirty air. I'm like, he's been in dirty air the whole time. And the guy in front of him is also in dirty air. Like,
the only argument you could make is the guys in second, third, fourth, fifth, they're behind better cars in dirty air. That's the only argument we could make, and that's not even a good argument, really. Yeah. I mean, with how much dirty air is affected, I think ultimately, you got to get the front of the cars down and the rear of the cars up. I think that seems like it'd be a better option. Like, I'm wondering,
and I'm not going to claim to be an expert on.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear. Neither one of us know much about cars.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if we smooth the bottom, so where the teams felt the need to get the nose down, and we put, I don't know, a 6-inch spoiler on it. I wonder if that would positively affect it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I don't even know if we need a bigger spoiler if you could get the noses down. Because if
maybe
you wouldn't necessarily. I think we just need to. We need to keep the downforce in the front and take it all out of the rear.
The only reason I'm mentioning making the spoiler bigger if you smooth the bottom is that when you take the diffuser off, you're going to kill a lot of the downforce in the car, which we've already seen is not helping. And
We're going to kill a lot of the rear downforce.
We are definitely, but we still need some of it.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely, yeah. But the spoiler, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because then all the teams will be trying to get the nose in the track, and I think that'll have a compound effect where they're not getting so much aero wash from the diffuser, and then also getting a bit more of that back in the rear, and the car will be able to pivot better because it's pointed down.
Yeah. It's a fine balance because without the horsepower, you don't want to have too much.
Yeah, but
because you end up like a 2019 situation.
Yeah. But also in 2019, the thing, what that is the cars were, take the spoiler out of the equation completely. The cars were built body-wise to have more downforce than the current cars do. Because the current cars are so rounded off, they just don't create that much downforce, at least comparatively. So even if you had a bigger spoiler, even with the less downforce we have, or not the less downforce, the less power we have, I don't know if you end up with, as big of an issue as you did in 2019. Because the part of the biggest issue in 2019 at Martinsville or something was not even like dirty air. It was the fact that guys could just drive into the corner so far.
Yeah.
And there's just no real variance in there, and there's no real opportunity to make a pass on someone because of that.
Yeah. I don't know. This short track debate is, I mean, we've beat this horse half to death twice or whatever I said a couple weeks ago. I don't know. Kudos for them for trying, but yeah. Sundress dumbass.
Okay. Sundress, I went with just RFK in general.
Sundress, I'm gonna go with Sage Karam.
Fair.
I think the man was NASCAR, just had NASCAR cleaned off the track, worth a fuck.
Yeah.
He probably would have won the race, but he didn't. And that leads me right into my dumbass. NASCAR for not pulling the 19 car off the fucking racetrack at Road America. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, they literally let him drive halfway around this damn racetrack. Or no, all the way around the racetrack.
Did he go all the way around?
Yeah, he went all the way around. He blew up. That's why he blew up under caution, or was bloating up under caution. And literally you could see the trail of oil down. NASCAR just lets him restart.
Yeah.
Like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Like, I don't know. And you can't blame the teams anymore because NASCAR's let it happen. What are you gonna? You're not gonna. If NASCAR's gonna let it happen, then
if you're blowing up, what incentive do you have to stay on the racetrack?
They wreck and you complete another lap and gain all those positions that you wouldn't gain otherwise.
I guess. Where's the sportsmanship?
Well, yeah. Well, it's built into the officiating.
Yeah.
Or it's
I mean, you're right.
Lack thereof has been built in through the officiating. So that's ridiculous. Also, why the hell do we have like the thinnest tire pack in the world at the end of the front straightaway at Road America?
Yeah, that's bad.
That was ridiculous. Like, why are we still at this track? Like,
because it's great. You watched that finish. You didn't tell me that was fun.
It was the same reason Watkins Glen in 2012 was fun.
Okay. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun, yeah.
And it only happens when the track is good.
Just doesn't work for cup cars.
I don't disagree necessarily.
Who we picking? Who
did you pick for Richmond?
For what?
For Richmond.
I picked Martin Truex. And he beat Kevin Harvick.
Did he? Okay.
Yes, he did. He finished 7th. Harvick finished 10th. So Martin Truex, double whammy, got me points. He's got me 8 points this year.
Nice.
So now it's 37-29. I'm making a comeback.
It was already 37-29.
No, it wasn't. I had 26.
You're sure about that?
I had 26.
Okay. I think you're shorting yourself, but
okay. I mean, I'll give myself 3 points.
We'll run the numbers. We'll let you know next week.
Okay. Who are you picking for Michigan?
Okay. Joey Logano.
Son of a bitch. Of course you still had Joey Logano. I was thinking about picking him.
Which I'm not terribly confident in. They've done nothing this year either, but
I know, but all I have left is a bunch of Fords.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save him. I'm gonna go with Eric Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 8th at Pocono. He's been on the upswing just a little bit lately. So go with Eric Jones.
If I find a way to lose this week, I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh, Rick Jones. Holly, better whip him into shape. Get me a win.
Fair.
Tell you what, Eric Jones doesn't win me this week, then I'm going to be punching drywall with Holly on Monday morning.
You're going to have to explain that to me a little bit. I don't fully understand that joke.
So other than that, Michigan, what do you think? You think it's going to be Toyota again?
Yeah. I think Hendrick will be there, though.
Yeah, I kind of think the same, too. I don't know. I said this last year, and obviously a Ford won. Ford showed up somewhat there, but they definitely were not the class. I don't know. It's Michigan. It's a, like we said, proto super speedway race, so be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if Brad's really good, I wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah, I thought about picking an RFK car.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be like. I'm thinking Hendrick and Gibbs because I feel like whoever was good at Pocono is going to be good here. But
yeah, and just the fact that they had a 10th and a half on the field last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be hard pressed to believe it's not them. I think it's a big week for Bubba, big week for Tyler Reddick. I think Denny will probably be very good. Yeah, I don't know.
Ty Gibbs, maybe.
Tyrone Gibbons.
Yep.
He did. He won Michigan in Xfinity. So
that, I mean, he won a lot in Xfinity last year. So
it don't really mean anything.
No.
Cool. It's been the show.
It has been.
Yep.
No Q&A this week.
Yeah, no Q. I totally forgot.
So did I.
Yeah. So that'll resume next week.
Hopefully.
Go fuck yourself.